escape from the city's concrete veins. That's what the Adirondacks were supposed to be. Dawn painted the lake with streaks of rose and gold. Birds chirped a delusional soundtrack of peace. And for a heartbeat, just a fragile, stolen heartbeat, Mark almost forgot. Forgot the icy fist clenching his gut. The reason he'd fled Manhattan in the dead of night. The reason he was here, perched on the edge of nowhere. 6,000 feet up, the air was a razor's edge, clean and cutting. He unzipped the tent, the lake a silent mirror reflecting jagged peaks, and for a moment, a treacherous calm settled. But it was a paper-thin calm, shredded instantly by the weight of today. Today was the day he'd been running from, dodging, delaying for weeks. Showdown day. No more escape routes. He fired up the camp stove, the hiss of propane a stark sound in the stillness, brewed coffee, the dark bitter aroma fighting the sweetness of pine. Fried eggs and sausage sputtered in the pan. He ate slowly, each bite a deliberate act, trying to absorb the quiet, the vastness, the raw, untamed beauty. A desperate reminder that real life existed beyond glass and steel and lies. He'd lost track of this, lost the feel of dirt under his boots, the tug of a fishing line, the solace of solitude. 23 years. 23 years chipped away, eroded by a marriage that had become a hollow shell. Sarah, the woman he'd sworn forever to, was a phantom replaced by a polished remote stranger. But he was wired for hope, always had been. Maybe there was another horizon out there, another hand to hold, someone who'd see the man buried beneath the wreckage. The hike back down was a blur of green and granite, 6 miles of silent descent. The crunch of his boots the only sound. At the car he paused, drew a lungful of mountain air, bracing himself like diving into icy water. Keys in the ignition, engine roaring awake, then the click as he flicked his phone back to life. 3 days of radio silence shattered. The digital dam broke. Messages, emails, missed calls cascading in, a tidal wave of demands and expectations. The world he'd tried to outrun was closing in. First message, Ethan. His son. 21. His anchor. Forged in the storms of adolescence, now unbreakable steel. Dad, love you. Total support. Good luck today. Stay strong. There's got to be light at the end of this mess. Tears pricked at Mark's eyes. Damn kid. Always knew how to land a punch to the heart. Resolve hardened in his chest. A cold, sharp stone. Next, Chloe. His little girl, 24. Sarah's mirror image in photos from 20 years ago. But blessed with his fire, his stubborn grin, his refusal to back down. Dad, wish I could be there. It'll be okay. You're the best dad ever. Always put us first. Now you, Ethan and I, always got your back. His kids, his blood, his reason. No matter how this day detonated, he had them. He scrolled through the missed calls. 10 from Sarah. First few, Vegas conference charade. Last 3, back home, slamming into the reality of an empty house, a vanished husband. He could almost feel the heat of her fury radiating through the phone lines, the storm of rage at being abandoned at JFK. He swiped left, deleted the voicemails, unheard. Texts, a digital avalanche. 20 plus. Honeyed words at first, transparent attempts to coat her guilt in sweetness. Then, as silence stretched, the poison dripped. Outrage. The last one, all caps, a digital scream. WTF, Mark? Furious. Not with love, not with fear of loss, but with pure, incandescent rage that for the first time in 23 years he'd stepped off script. How had they crashed so hard? Had she become so blind to his pain? Or had she simply stopped caring? The betrayal was a blade, but the indifference, the casual discard of their shared life, that was acid. Sarah, still a knockout at 44. Confidence a shield, curves that stopped traffic. Men always stared. He'd preened under it, possessive pride. She was his trophy. He'd told her every day, beautiful, worshipped. She'd never absorbed it, always deflected, old, washed up, undesirable. Then, Julian North, VP, tailored suits, tailored charm, had walked into her orbit. He'd become her son, her escape hatch. Mark? He'd become invisible, wallpaper in her meticulously constructed double life. The irony? He'd seen the cracks widening, the tremors in their foundation, ignored them, refused to see the fault lines. Phone buzzed again. Email. Lawyer. Divorce papers finalized. Check. Another message. Encrypted. Self-destructing. Target neutralized. Incident at rendezvous. Medical facility. Deleted itself. He nodded, a grim satisfaction tightening his jaw. Final email. Resignation accepted. Retirement funds liquidated, transferred. Financially clear for now. Enough to vanish. He was about to pull onto the highway when the phone shrieked. Sarah. Deep breath, the mountain air suddenly thin. Rip the bandage clean. No hesitation, no emotion. Answered. Hey, Sarah. Mark! What in God's name? Where are you? Airport, you weren't there. Home, empty. Last night vanished. No note, nothing. Ignoring my calls, my messages for days. What is happening? Silence. Let the panic simmer. Then, voice flat, Arctic cold. Figured you wouldn't notice, Sarah. Isn't that how your little side hustle works? What? What are you even saying, Mark? I don't understand. You know I travel for work. Panic spiked, sharper now. Why aren't the kids answering? Where's our mattress? Had to sleep on the damn pullout. Mark, what is going on? You're in the Twilight Zone, Sarah, the one you designed. Voice cracked. Mark, please, what does that mean? Just tell me where you are. He stared out at the ribbon of highway, white-knuckled grip on the wheel. Location irrelevant, Sarah. What matters is I'm not coming back. Pause. Too busy this week to respond to your frantic calls, your saccharine texts. Occupied. Plotting my escape from the grand betrayal of my life. Mapping out my own damn future. Hesitation. Betrayal? Voice trembling, but the performance still flickering. Mark, are you drunk? What are you raving about? Scoff, a dry, humorless sound. First question, Sarah. How was the banking conference? Did that viper Julian North warm your bed every night? Or just, 3 nights out of 3? Sharp intake of breath. A strangled gasp. Silence stretched, thick and suffocating. Then, brittle, defensive. What the hell are you implying? What about Julian? Why are you fabricating these lies? I'm your wife. Yes, Sarah. Technically, you are my wife. Astonishing, isn't it? You still cling to that label. 23 years. Could you possibly, for once in your meticulously constructed life, tell the unvarnished truth? You've shown me zero respect, zero consideration for months. Now your carefully crafted lies are collapsing. Honesty, Sarah. Try it. Might be a novel experience for you. Voice thin, wavering. Mark, I honestly don't know what you're imagining. You're wrong. I love you. There's absolutely nothing between Julian and me. Well, progress. At least you acknowledge knowing which Julian I'm referencing. For a fleeting moment, I entertained the possibility of multiple Julians in your life. Heavy silence descended. Sarah, did you actually believe you'd never be exposed? Or did you simply not give a damn? Why not just file for divorce? If you craved someone else, why the charade, the elaborate web of lies? Why not have the spine to leave before you detonated our lives, humiliated me, our family? The dam finally fractured. Jake, please don't even utter the word divorce. You have to believe me. I love you. Please just come home. Let's talk face to face. Nothing is happening, I swear. Still the performance, still clinging to the crumbling facade. So categorically, you never slept with North. In our bed. On our now conspicuously absent king-size mattress? No, of course not. What is wrong with you, Mark? Sarah, hold on a second. Fingers shaking, he called up the photo on his phone. One of dozens. Julian North, hands possessive on Sarah's body, face contorted in a theatrical display of passion, hers a mask of something colder, something calculating. Clock cam capture. A month-old purchase, fueled by suspicion, whispers. He sent the photo, switched back to the call. Sarah, open the photo I just sent. Beneath. Still gonna claim that's not my devoted wife? Engaging in unprotected sex? In our bedroom? On my side of the bed? With her boss? Heard the phone thud, a dull, sickening sound. A strangled sob tore through the line. Oh, God. No. Mark, please, listen to me. It was a mistake. One time, I swear. It meant absolutely nothing. He's younger. He pursued me. He made me feel desired, alive again. It was a stupid, selfish impulse. I never intended to hurt you. Rambling, desperate justifications, pathetic noise. Sarah, look outside. He gestured vaguely, though she couldn't see him, couldn't see anything beyond her own crumbling world. Remember that blackened patch in the backyard? Pile of charred metal, ash? That was our mattress. A symbolic gesture, Sarah. A visual representation of what you did to our marriage. You incinerated everything we built, everything we shared, humiliated me beyond measure, shattered our family. When did you start despising me so profoundly? When did I become disposable? When did you stop giving a damn about us? She was weeping openly now, raw, ragged sobs tearing through her. Mark, I could never hate you. I love you. You have to know that. Please don't leave me. It was a catastrophic error in judgment, but I swear on everything it was meaningless, devoid of emotion. He sighed, a weary sound that carried the weight of 23 wasted years. Sarah, the kids and I, we're done with the lies. For once in your life, try honesty. Her breath hitched, a strangled sound. Is that why they're not answering? Mark, did you poison them against me? His grip tightened on the phone, knuckles bone-white. Seriously? You're still playing the victim? I didn't have to poison them, Sarah. They witnessed the truth firsthand, with their own eyes. They came to me, Sarah. Do you have any comprehension of the agonizing pain you've inflicted on them? The utter devastation? The internal battle they waged, trying to decide whether to shield me from the truth or shatter my world? Sarah whimpered, a small, broken sound. It was just once, Mark. Meaningless physical release, please. You have to believe me. His jaw clenched, muscles rigid. It wasn't just once, Sarah. This has been a calculated, sustained deception spanning months. At least months, judging by your glacial emotional withdrawal. You vanished from our lives long before you physically strayed. You stopped talking to me, stopped looking at me, stopped touching me, except for the occasional, obligatory, pity-fueled sex. She tried to interject, a desperate plea, but he steamrolled over her. Sarah, Ethan came home unexpectedly one afternoon. Needed tools, he said. Instead, he found his mother writhing beneath her boss. He documented it, Sarah. Took photos. Didn't tell me for 2 agonizing weeks. He and Chloe finally cornered me, sat me down, confessed everything. They wept, Sarah. I wept. We were physically ill, all of us. He sent the next photo, another digital dagger. Open your phone again, Sarah. This was the genesis of your unraveling. Ethan took this picture, Sarah. Your own son. How do you imagine that feels, witnessing his mother's public degradation? And Chloe, learning the sordid details, respect, trust. Do you honestly believe they'll ever look at you the same way again? She was gasping now, unraveling at the seams, her carefully constructed composure dissolving into shards. Mark, please, let me explain. No. No more explanations. No more meticulously crafted lies. He heard her sobbing escalate, a raw, animalistic sound, collapsing under the crushing weight of her own actions. Oh God, Mark. I'm so sorry. Please, you have to forgive me. I lost my mind, I swear. But it's over, it's done. It was cheap, meaningless, a stupid, reckless thrill. I never loved him, Mark. I love you. I love our family. Please, just come home. Let me fix this. Give me a chance to make it right. He exhaled slowly, deliberately, the mountain air tasting like ash. Sarah, there is no us anymore. We are irrevocably broken. You don't love me. You don't respect me. You don't care about anyone but yourself and your own fleeting desires. Because of your calculated lies, your systematic deceit, I will never, ever be able to trust you again. Everything we built, everything we shared, is now contaminated, tainted beyond redemption. How many men, Sarah? Just north? Or is there a rotating caste I'm unaware of? Should I request a DNA test for Ethan and Chloe just to be thorough? A wounded cry ripped from her soul. Mark, no. You have to believe me, there was no one else, please. I don't believe anything you say anymore, Sarah. And frankly, I'm beyond caring. And of course, I'll need to get tested, thoroughly. There is absolutely nothing left between us, Sarah. You systematically destroyed it all. You made me disposable, an obsolete fixture in your life. And now I'm discarding you, just as you discarded me. Maybe someday the kids will find a way to forgive you. Maybe, but I never will. Mark, please don't say that. I'll do anything you want. I'll go to therapy, individual and couples. You can sleep with other women. I swear I'll accept it. Just please don't leave me. Don't abandon us. Desperate pleas tumbling over each other. I lived with the guilt, Mark, every single day. I wanted to stop. I tried to stop, but I always spiraled back to you, Mark. It was a meaningless fling, a pathetic, self-destructive impulse. Please, God, please forgive me. His voice was calm, devoid of emotion, final. Goodbye, Sarah. He disconnected. Sorry, Sarah, muttering to himself to the empty car. Save your breath. I don't believe a single word. And honestly, I just don't give a damn anymore. Then louder, into the deadline. Now listen carefully, Sarah. Monday morning, divorce papers will be hand-delivered to you at the bank. Enjoy your meticulously crafted public humiliation. Oh God, no, Mark, please don't do this. Please don't divorce me. Her voice a ragged plea, barely audible through the static. Sarah, listen to me, and listen carefully. Your precious boss's wife, she's already received the highlight reel, the videos, the photos, your little trysts in our marital bed. So it appears you and Julian North are going to be permanently shackled together in a spectacularly public fashion, while his wife and I both simultaneously jettison you both from our lives. Mark, please tell me you didn't do that. He has a wife, 2 kids. Why would you deliberately ruin their lives too? He laughed, a harsh, bitter sound that held no humor, only ice. Wow, Sarah. You really don't grasp the magnitude of your actions, do you? I'm not the one destroying their family, Sarah. You and Julian North accomplished that feat all on your own. Your cheap, tawdry affair didn't just incinerate my life. It's a chain reaction, Sarah. Ruined yours, our children's, his wife's, his kids'. 8 lives, Sarah. Shattered collateral damage in your selfish pursuit of a fleeting thrill. And the worst part, you probably still don't even comprehend the devastation you've unleashed. Her sobs erupted again, raw and uncontrolled, echoing through the phone. But he wasn't finished. And speaking of Julian, your paramour will be facing a rather substantial civil lawsuit for alienation of affection. Apparently, he experienced some unforeseen misfortune, wrong place, wrong time. A friend informed me he was mugged in the airport parking garage. He's currently in the hospital, Sarah, with rather serious injuries. So it's anyone's guess when he'll be available to service you again. Stop it, Mark. Stop being so cruel. I don't care about him anymore, I swear. I just want you, Mark. Please don't do this to us. Listen to me very carefully, Sarah. There is no us anymore, and by the end of next week, there may very well be no you at Commerce Bank USA either. I also forwarded those compromising photos to the bank president, the entire board of directors, along with the alienation of affection claim. And oh yes, a potential sexual harassment lawsuit is also in play should they choose to pursue that avenue. If they're inclined to settle quietly, I'll push for you to retain your position, but I will unequivocally demand they terminate Julian North for cause. Consider it a severance package for my shattered life. Mark, no, please, no. Do you truly hate me that much? He exhaled, the accumulated weight of the past months pressing down, a physical burden. Sarah, you demonstrated your hatred for me the moment you betrayed our vows, our family, our life. You took my love, Sarah, and systematically tore it to shreds with your lies, your disrespect, your callous indifference. I'm simply trying to reclaim a shred of my dignity, Sarah, before our lives irrevocably diverge in completely separate directions. By now, Sarah was beyond sobbing, reduced to ragged, broken gasps, barely able to draw breath. He pressed on, forcing himself to finish the brutal accounting. Sarah, we're almost done. Try to focus. I withdrew $125,000 from our joint savings. I've earmarked $25,000 to cover Chloe's next 2 years of college tuition. I'll contribute to her future expenses as I'm able, but for now, that's all I can realistically manage. I'm relinquishing the house, Sarah. The deed is already in your name. There's approximately $100,000 in equity if you liquidate now. Consider it your severance package. I won't sell our house, Mark. I don't want the house. I want you to stop this madness, to come home so we can heal. Please, Mark. For the sake of our 23 years together, for the love we once shared, before I lost my way. He ignored her desperate plea, steamrolling over her feeble resistance. If you sign the divorce papers promptly, you retain the house and everything within its walls. I'll take the remaining $100,000, and we can be done with this charade. If you choose to contest it, fight it, drag it out in court, do whatever you deem necessary. I won't be around to engage in your games. Silence descended, heavy and absolute, broken only by the sound of her ragged, shallow breathing. There are a few final details you should be aware of. If you survey your surroundings, you'll notice I've already moved out. I took what I deemed essential, what held personal significance. Everything remaining is yours. The wedding albums, the photo albums, the meticulously curated memories. Keep them, burn them, donate them to a charity shop. I genuinely don't care. I left my wedding ring on the dresser, Sarah. Melt it down, flush it down the toilet, repurpose the gold, do whatever you wish. Treat it with the same level of respect you afforded our marriage. A sharp, gut-wrenching sob tore from her throat, a sound of utter desolation. He pressed forward, his resolve unwavering, a cold, hard shield around his heart. Ethan will be by to collect some of my fishing and hunting gear. He'll coordinate a time when you're not at home. He has no desire to see you, Sarah. Chloe will also be retrieving her belongings. She has no intention of ever residing in that house again, and she'd rather not endure the ordeal of facing you, so don't be surprised when you discover her room completely and utterly empty. Her cries escalated into full-blown wails of despair, a symphony of self-inflicted ruin. But he had one final devastating blow to deliver, the ultimate act of scorched earth finality. Oh, and Sarah, one last thing. I also disseminated those incriminating photos of you and Julian North to our parents, both sets of parents, and to every single contact in both of our email databases, so you might want to start formulating a plausible narrative, Sarah, something to explain your sudden, spectacular fall from grace. I refuse to allow you to rewrite history, to cast me as the villain in this meticulously orchestrated tragedy. Her hysterical sobbing reached a crescendo, a breaking point. He briefly worried she might actually collapse, physically shatter, but he steeled himself, refusing to yield. This needed to end. Cleanly, definitively, brutally. Linda, one final thing. Last week, I tendered my resignation. I'm leaving the state, Sarah, heading into the great, uncharted unknown. I hold on to the fragile hope that somewhere beyond this wreckage, I'll encounter someone who possesses the capacity for genuine love, someone who will honor the vows we exchange, someone who will respect me as an equal partner, someone I can actually trust again. And I genuinely hope, Sarah, that you in turn eventually discover whatever it was you were desperately seeking in the arms of another man. A strangled scream, raw and primal, ripped from her throat, a sound of utter, irreversible loss. Mark, no, please, Mark, please, forgive me. He hung up the phone, the plastic receiver slipping from his numb fingers as he collapsed onto the motel bed, the weight of the world crushing him, racking him with sobs of his own. Had he gone too far? Maybe. But forgiveness for Sarah? That was a bridge incinerated, reduced to ashes. The road ahead would be a long, desolate journey, fraught with pain and uncertainty. But he refused to allow bitterness to consume him, to define his future. He would heal, he would rebuild, and somewhere, beyond the horizon of pain, he would find beauty and magic in life again. He had to believe that. He simply had to keep moving forward.